Jay, good evening. Just shy of 3,000 people were killed in the attacks on 9/11. The very first confirmed was a Franciscan friar, Father Mychal Judge. This was his parish just a couple of blocks from the Empire State Building. But he also spent a lot of time across the street. That's Engine 1, Ladder 24, one of many firehouses frequented by Father Mychal. He was a priest and also chaplain of the FDNY. And it turns out this man, beloved and well known in this city, had strong ties to Western New York. Tell me about Father Mychal.
Father Mychal Judge, the best way to describe him is you only had to meet him a couple of times in your life and you would feel that he had been your parish priest for the last 30 years.
In a city with swagger,
very much a street guy in many ways,
Father Mychal Judge balanced bluster with humility. A household name, he rubbed shoulders with the elite, but spent most of his time with the hungry, immigrants, AIDS patients.
He had a gift that when you're talking to him, you're the only person in the world.
Father Dominic Monti is a former interim president of St. Bonaventure University, where both he and Father Mychal got their college degrees. They were friends and brothers for many years.
He was a bigger than life personality.
Over the years, Father Mychal would make regular trips to Western New York, though his heart was always in the Big Apple. And on the morning of September 11th, 2001, after planes crashed into the World Trade Center, the fire department chaplain knew where he had to be.
He took that role always very seriously. Well, this was the biggest job he had ever been at, meaning 2 planes hitting the World Trade Center.
Father Mychal was tending to victims in the North Tower when he was hit by debris as the South Tower collapsed nearby. This now iconic photo captured the moment as firefighters carried his body from the rubble. The first confirmed victim, though there would be thousands more.
Some ways a very difficult picture still for me to see here 20 years later. It's death, but it's death that came out of love, out of service.
Outside St. Pius X Church in Gettsville, that haunting image recreated, a memorial to Father Mychal, the first responders, and all those we lost 2 decades ago.
Honor the heroes of 9/11.
For John Bates, it's all about keeping the memory alive. He now leads the Father Mychal Judge 9/11 Walk of Remembrance, something his late friend, NYPD Detective Steve McDonald, started in September 2002. This past weekend's walk drew 1,000 people.
It's just a beautiful way to start a difficult week.
A week of remembrance for all those lost, including the famous friar from the church on 31st Street, who gave his life in service to New York's bravest.
There were times he could have gotten in an ambulance, he could have gone somewhere with a hurt civilian or a hurt firefighter. No one would have thought any difference of him, but he chose to stay there and stand his watch until the very end.
And there is a renewed effort now to seek sainthood for Father Mychal, with groups actively organizing to build the case. In Midtown Manhattan, I'm Michael Wooten, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Michael. There are so many Western New Yorkers who know that Franciscan charism so well, of service, and for Father Mychal to die that way, doing what he committed his life to, is so profound and speaks to so many Catholics, really, and anyone who knows the story of all that Father Mychal did for folks on 9/11 and in New York.
And so important for us to, you don't want to use the term celebrate, but to remember that day and to make sure that we teach our young youth. I mean, my wife was pregnant with my daughter who's 19. Right. It's so important that they know this wasn't that long ago, and we need to remember it, and we need to celebrate those heroes, the men and women that helped that day.
So
also.
many great memories to honor. Absolutely.